Let's put up his picture. Cop has been arrested for child molestation. This is in Carrollton, Georgia, all right? Let me give you some background to this situation. Carrollton School Resource Officer was arrested and fired after being charged with child molestation on Friday. Jerric Gilbert, that's his name, 35 years of age, was booked into the Carroll County Jail on 1 count each of child molestation and violation of oath by a public officer. Now, we're still getting details as this story develops. Here's some more background. An internal investigation by the Carrollton Police Department led to Gilbert's immediate termination. In a statement released Friday, the department wrote in part, Carrollton Police Department and Carrollton City Schools acted immediately to ensure the safety of students and the school system, has taken the appropriate actions to ensure full cooperation with the local and state authorities. Gilbert was sworn in as an officer July 2015. He was promoted to the rank of corporal in November 2021. Okay, how many stories have we highlighted right here on Indisputable where police officers are engaged in this kind of monstrous activity? We have had story after story where police officers were engaged in inappropriate sexual contact to child molestation, trying to solicit sex in exchange for positive testimony or to drop a citation. And then we have situations like this, the most egregious of them all, monsters against children. As I've said before, I will say again, there are real monsters inside of our school system. Critical race theory is not one of them because it's not even taught. And if it was taught, it wouldn't be a monster. This guy's a monster. But do you think Republicans will create legislation to enhance policy to make sure monsters like this do not exist in our school system? No, it doesn't fit their narrative. Not enough meat on the bone for their political classification currently. Let me give you some background. I decided to do some research about police officers and sexual assaults. Here's the information. A study by the Cato Institute, a libertarian think tank that tracks police wrongdoing, found that sexual misconduct by law enforcement generates more citizen complaints than any other factor except excessive force. There's more. There's another investigation by the Associated Press found that roughly 1,000 officers lost their badges in a 6-year period for rape, sodomy, and other sexual assault. Sex crimes that included possession of child pornography or sexual misconduct, such as propositioning citizens to have consensual sex, but is prohibited based on on-duty intercourse. Now, here I do have a problem with the data set. Let me provide some context. In the Associated Press, their data set included individuals, cops, who engaged in soliciting for sex in exchange for favors within law enforcement or within the criminal justice system. That's rape too. That's sexual assault too, in my opinion. But that's the way they decided to contextualize the data. Now, out of those 1,000 cops who lost their badge, how many of them were prosecuted for actual crimes? Less than 1%. Less than 1%. There's more. A database compiled by the Buffalo News reports that from 2005 to 2015, a law enforcement official was caught in a case of sexual abuse or misconduct at least once every 5 days. Wow. There's a connection. Remember when we talked about these isms that exist, they coexist? You have racism, you have sexism, you have all of these isms that coexist within a particular industry, and the industry tends to be policing. We talk about reform, but we have to now talk about replacement. It is so rotten to the core that the industry is attracting individuals who will prefer to engage in this kind of perverted activity is not just force, it's also sexual force. It goes beyond the pale. All right, Sharon, thoughts on this?
First of all, the statement from the school was shocking. Yeah. They said they did all they could. And then they said, we can't comment further. That was the end of the statement. We can't comment because it's an ongoing investigation. He's already been fired. He was fired in 10 minutes. Okay, so there's that. One of the parents, I was reading an article, Rashad was quoted as saying, he was a great guy. He became my child's best friend, danced with my child. I bet he did, okay? So when they talk about an officer, they should want to comment all throughout this investigation. I wanna know how many other kids there are, how many other victims there are. And you're right, words matter. 7 years on the force, 1 promotion. How many other kids did he dance with? That's what I wanna know. It infuriates me, I'm a parent. We worry about this kind of stuff. I'm a single parent. Those kids are targeted more than others. I just think it's disgusting. I'm not blaming Carrollton Police, but tell us everything and keep on talking.
Yeah, and it's so fascinating you say that. It's something similar that I say on this show as well. You routinely see a massaging of the facts, even in the most egregious cases like this, if there's a law enforcement official involved. You know what we don't have? We can't get his mugshot, okay? All right, so let's be clear. If this were a regular citizen, that would be the first thing the police promoted on their press release about what happened. There's no press conference. They didn't hold a press conference about this cop who violated not only the public trust, but the innocence of at least 1 child. And you're right, the statement from the school does not express a sentiment that says, now we need to investigate to make sure there are no other victims. And here's the protocol, here's the phone number to reach out, here's the way to connect with us so we can make sure that this did not happen to other children. And where's the enhancement to the safety protocols? None of that was mentioned. All right.